what they're mad about. 41 nationally televised games, and they are furious over it. I can't understand.
The WNBA isn't dealing with a little internal drama right now. It's in the middle of a full-blown fan base. Feud on one end, you've got Asia Wilson and her band of salty sidekicks, allegedly, whispering sweet nothings about boycotting Caitlin Clark games. And on the other side, just the millions of brand new fans Caitlin dragged into women basketball by sheer force of talent and charm, all wondering why anyone would go out of their way to hate on the person saving the league's relevance.
But you want to boycott the one player, looking right at you, Angel Reese and Asia Wilson, one player that has caused the revenue to go way up in the monetary values. That's what you want to do. You think you're helping these women?
Let's just say it, the WNBA has never been this hot. Indiana Fever games are selling out like Beyoncé tickets. ESPN can't stop adding WNBA slots to its schedule. And social media is drowning in clips, highlights, and Caitlin Clark debates, but instead of popping champagne and cashing in on this surge, a few bitter veterans and their fan base are treating the whole thing like an existential threat. Apparently, the real enemy isn't mediocrity or irrelevance. It's
the original fans, activist fans. That's what they are. All right? Just keeping it real. They don't like the fact that you want to watch these games. They don't like the fact that you are 3 or 4 times the amount of them.
You catch the news lately, there's practically an all-out fan skirmish brewing over the fact that Caitlin Clark's games are airing nationally 41 times this season. That's more than anyone else in the league. And some people are so mad about it, you'd think Clark stole their lunch money. The internet is now flooded with dramatic calls for protest. Like we're in some sort of overhyped teen dystopian novel. All because one rookie,
Clark and the Fever, will have more nationally televised game than any NBA player this year. Sorry, LeBron. Sorry, Luka. Sorry, every other player in the league. Let's be honest. I've seen the NBA ratings. She's beaten most.
Believe it or not, there are WNBA fans, grown adults mind you, who are actively planning to boycott Fever games to bring down the ratings. Imagine being so mad about someone else's spotlight that your grand strategy is to tank your own league's numbers. And no, this isn't just a fringe Reddit thread gone rogue. Some of these boycott cheerleaders are actually tied to WNBA media circles straight up, encouraging people to skip the games or watch through sketchy streams, and as if that'll teach ESPN a lesson or something.
Furious, and my goodness, guys, they're talking boycott. Oh, what? Oh, there's strength in numbers. There's tens of you.
But here's the reality. Caitlin Clark isn't just outshining the WNBA stars. She's on track to outshine the NBA's biggest names, too. She's got more national TV games this season than LeBron James, Luka, Doncic, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. That's not a fluke. That's a shift in the entire sports power dynamic. This isn't about airtime, it's about who's commanding the spotlight in basketball culture now. And spoiler alert, it's not Asia Wilson.
And yes, I understand. This is a very, very small minority. It is a very small minority of people, but it is a loud, vocal minority. And this is not the general public. This is not the general population.
Let's talk about Wilson for a second because, wow, if jealousy was a stat line, she'd be leading the league, while Caitlin Clark is out here shattering viewership records and selling out arenas. Asia's been posting more subtweets than box scores instead of riding the wave of new attention. She's been too busy throwing shade like it's a defensive drill. It's almost impressive how someone that accomplished can sound that bitter. You think the WNBA handed Caitlin her own network in a parade float. The way Asia's acting, what's wild is that she isn't losing anything. She's just not used to sharing. She's had the spotlight for years, unbothered and unchallenged. Now someone younger, flashier, and quite frankly more marketable steps in. And suddenly it's Caitlin's getting too much attention this, and the league's playing favorites. That news flash attention. Isn't a charity it's earned.
Asia Wilson is her name. Quote, "It doesn't matter what we all do as black women, we're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is."
You'd think a 3-time MVP would be a little more secure, but watching Wilson react to Clark's rise is like watching a Netflix star realized their show got canceled mid-season because something better came out. It's not Caitlyn's fault that fans are tuning in for her and not for Salty. Twitter threads, the cameras follow the storyline. And right now, Asia's stuck playing the antagonist in a drama. She volunteered for, the truth is, a small group of legacy fans who've been around since the days of empty bleachers and halftime t-shirt. Tosses are feeling like their secret club just got blown wide open. They stuck with the league when it was niche, and now that it's going mainstream thanks to Clark, they're clutching their pearls, like they just saw someone step on their vintage merch.
Supposed to talk about it out loud, maybe. That's a massive part. Straight white girl's a big part of it too. I mean, it's out loud. It's out loud. It just came out of my mouth like that. Just easy peasy. So they're mad, and they are calling.
And let's be honest, this so-called boycott movement isn't about fairness or justice. It's about ego. It's about a few longtime fans and players who'd rather see the league shrink than watch Clark be the face of its future. Some media voices have already called them out for being ridiculous, pointing out that most real fans are too busy enjoying the games to cry about airtime.
Slows are now planning to, quote, boycott Indiana Fever games to affect the viewership. They really think they matter in the big scheme of things.
What we're witnessing is classic gatekeeping behavior. The OG fans who think they own the league's identity are panicking, now that new blood is changing the game. This has happened in every fandom ever, from hip-hop heads complaining about TikTok, rappers to comic book purists raging over blockbuster movie adaptations. It's all the same insecure energy.
It's just mad. And what they have now trying to do is they are trying to boycott Indiana Fever games. I'm not joking when I say this. They are literally saying, boycott Indiana. We need to all boycott the Indiana Fever games so they don't get more national TV games. We don't get more national TV games next year.
Meanwhile, the boycott logic doesn't even add up. If you actually care about the players in the league's success, deliberately tanking viewership is about the dumbest move imaginable. Clark isn't the only one getting paid here. Her success is raising the league's profile, which means more money for everyone. This petty protest could backfire so hard, it'll end up hurting the very players the boycotters claim to support.
I cannot believe it. And again, this is a minority of people, but the problem is the idiotic minority somehow have, a lot of them somehow have ins with WNBA players, WNBA teams and stuff. I cannot believe